Let's now take you to, I do believe we are taking you to Taliesha Naidoo, who is in Durban for us. Of course, the life and legacy of a slain anti-corruption whistleblower, Babita Deokaran, are being honoured today with the unveiling of a memorial statue in Mount Edgecombe Temple. Taliesha, give us a sense then, of course, I mean, this is such an important occasion for Deokaran family, and particularly, just living up to her legacy. What is, today's event all about? What is the family saying as they choose the 9th of August to then honor her in such a manner?
Thanks, Unati, and good morning to our viewers. It's quite an emotional day here for the family of Babita Deokaran, but also the community of Mount Edgecombe. Where we are right now is at the Sri Mariamman Temple, and that's in Mount Edgecombe in Durban, where the official unveiling of a monument, which you see right here behind me, will be done today. This monument is meant to honor the life and the legacy of Babita Deokaran. Essentially, this monument has been chosen to be erected here at this temple because this is the very temple that Babita Deokaran played and prayed as a little girl. We understand from her family that this is their family temple. They grew up in this area just down the road from this temple, and they spent many of their days here praying as a family. And Babita's father was in fact one of the senior members of this temple society. So the family saw it fitting, as well as the management of the temple, to have this monument unveiled at this specific place. What they're actually calling it is a homecoming for Babita Deokaran. What we know and have reported on is Babita Deokaran was gunned down outside her home just around 5 years ago. On the 23rd of August will mark that date, and she was gunned down outside her premises just after dropping her daughter off at home. We did speak to her family, who say that even though it's almost 5 years, it still pains and it still hurts them like it happened yesterday. That pain doesn't go away for them, but what they want is they want her legacy to continue. They want young people to be inspired by her legacy, to be inspired for fighting for the truth, for fighting for justice and accountability. And as you can see, as community members have been gathering here, family have been gathering here, so too have the young people from this area. Youth from various schools in this community and across Durban have gathered here carrying placards calling for accountability. Some of the placards that you see and the posters that you see reading, "Your watch has ended, but our mission continues, and long live the spirit of Babita. Let's walk in her footsteps." Many of them saying, let our voices be heard and support be noticed as well. But this is not just a sentiment from community, from youth, from the family. We know that there will be dignitaries that will be arriving here for this event. We have seen many civil society groups already arrive. We expect the KZN Premier to also arrive shortly. He will be delivering one of the keynote addresses today. But also we have whistleblowers, fellow whistleblowers that have joined to come and show their support for this event. What an inspiring day it is as well, Women's Day, and these women have chosen to also join in this call to celebrate the life of Babita Deokaran. Fellow whistleblowers, that's Martha Ngoy, as well as Cynthia Stemple. Thank you so much for joining us on SABC News. Why was it so important for you to be here today?
Look, it was very important. We could not have missed this day for anything. We did make this calling right at the onset to say Babita's death is never going to be in vain. We are going to see to it that her legacy lives on and that a lot of people know who Babita is. And today is one of those days that we could not be present on this special occasion, which is occasioned by the family, to really welcome Babita home. And this is what they're calling it. And it's a very emotional day, for us. because it's like it's yesterday. You don't forget about what happened to Babita. And we continue to live in that spirit of fighting for the rights of whistleblowers and fighting for what is right, and it was important for us to be here, to celebrate this day with the family. I think what became very sad for me was when I asked Babita's sister where Babita's daughter is, and her mentioning that she couldn't come, and she doesn't come to any of the celebrations that they have for Babita. I can just imagine it is very painful, but it is a life that is worth celebrating, that we cannot forget about.
Cynthia, 5 years, almost 5 years since Babita's passing, and many people are questioning is, are whistleblowers protected enough? When I spoke to Babita's sister, she said if whistleblowers received the protection that they needed, Babita would still be around. What's your thoughts on that?
I totally agree. We do have the necessary legislation, but then South Africa does have one of the best legislations in the world. And so, no, our current legislation is not fully protecting us as whistleblowers. For me right now, I am really honored to be here, to be celebrating with the family. And when I think of the no protection around Babita, especially after her giving evidence around what she had found in the health department and giving it to the SIU and reporting, and no protection is still hard to take in. So I think we need to change our focus rather on how do we start holding the perpetrators accountable, and that should be the focus rather, because what I'm finding is that we're working on the Protected Disclosures Act. We've had so many iterations of reforming it. We've had many discussions around it, and we're still not seeing that. Even as recent as a few months ago in March, Martha Mani Ransofe was also assassinated, tells us that our legislation is not supporting and protecting whistleblowers. So yes, we need to maybe take a different stance and a different focus of how do we bring in other legislation, perhaps like PRECA or the POHA, to then add value on holding people accountable who have done any wrongdoing or formed corruption within our country.
Seeing the people that have come through today, seeing the dignitaries, seeing this monument here, knowing what you both as women have gone through personally, what is your hope when you also see young children here holding these placards? What is your hope going forward, especially on a day like today, on Women's Day, for women to stand up for their rights, but also to hold those accountable, which Babita had done. Her family even mentioned she knew what the risks were, but she wanted to protect the country.
It's amazing. I mean, I think for me, the key is seeing the school kids here is so amazing, because, it gives me hope that at least the school is teaching the kids something at this young age. And I wish from an educational perspective this can really be considered, because it is what it is. I mean, we live in a country where our kids have got to understand and know what is the right thing to do. And to start at this young age is very critical. And I think for me, we really need to work hard on this legislation issue and to make sure that government does pass legislation so that we do it for our kids who are coming after us and for all these little ones that are here to celebrate Babita's life. Is very encouraging for me. I understand, the dignitaries will always be there. But for me, seeing the school kids has been remarkable. I'm so impressed. And it's actually very emotional to see them all standing there carrying the placards. And I'm hoping that they understand what it all means.
Cynthia, finally, what's your message to those who possibly witnessed corruption, who feel too afraid to speak up? What would be your message to them?
For me is that they must always remember the values their parents taught us and stick by their principles. And so in truth, they should speak up, stand up against power, speak their truth, but do it safely. We don't want another assassination to happen in our country if we can prevent it. So they must look to various civil societies. We've got Active Citizens Movement, we've got OUTA, we've got Corruption Watch, we've got PLAF, Whistleblower House, Courage Hub, many organizations who can help in this space and direct the people to speak out, still tell their truth, but do it in a safe way so that they don't suffer the losses, the retaliation that we're seeing. For me, I'm just honored to be here again. Thank you for inviting us. And again, as Martha said, just seeing the young people here today is our future legacy. And what Babita did is leaving us a legacy and a pathway to follow, a pathway of courage, a pathway of leading with truth. And here the children of the school can follow that. And I thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. Very inspirational there for the youth of South Africa. We have seen Babita Deokaran's family also arrive. We expect many of them have traveled from Johannesburg to be here today for this momentous occasion and an emotional occasion for them. Earlier in our chat with Babita's sister, Charlene Deokaran, she did also mention that Babita's daughter still finds it very difficult to be at events or to talk about her mother, given the traumatic experience that she had gone through when she had lost her mother almost 5 years ago. In terms of the program today, we do expect many dignitaries to be keynote speakers. The KZN Premier, as we mentioned, we also expect the Ahmed Kathrada Foundation as one of those civil society groups here, the Active Citizens Movement, OUTA also to speak today, along with various cultural items to commemorate this event. Also, what we do understand from the proceedings of today is that there would be bursaries that would be given to young children today who have qualified for that, to help them study, to empower them to continue with their education, to empower the youth of the country as well, which Babita was very passionate about. She was passionate about the girl child and seeing her succeed in the world. So we understand that bursaries will be given to 2 young students today, and that will be some of the activities that we do see today. It's a hive of activity at the Sri Mariamman Temple in Mount Edgecombe, and we will be bringing you the latest from here.
Taliesha, thank you so much for that. What a wonderful way to honor the life and legacy of Babita Deokaran. Taliesha Naidoo there for us in north of Durban. Of course, the life and legacy of the slain anti-corruption whistleblower Babita Deokaran being honored in Durban.